Hey, Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. So an issue I've seen come up on the Reddit PPC Sub a bunch of times is when new users of GA4 are running audiences in GA4 and trying to sync those with Google Ads, and they're just finding that those audiences are not populating or the number of users showing up are very low compared to what's in GA4. And there's a simple fix for that 9 out of 10 times. You just haven't gone through and appropriately set up data collection settings. So I'm just going to show you how to do that today. First, before you do this, obviously for any type of list synchronization, you do need to connect your GA4 account to Google Ads. I'm not going to show that step just because it'll basically show every account that I have access to, which is a lot. But once you've done that, you need to come into data collection, and you can get there through the admin panel. And then you're going to see a few options here. So the first thing is you do have to turn on Google Signals data collection. So we're going to click Get Started, and it's just going to confirm that you're activating that and explain some of the features. You're going to go ahead and activate. Okay, so that's done. The next thing is you can configure the regions where you're going to collect data. And for most advertisers, you're just going to select all. But if you're in the EU and you're advertising in the EU, you may want to block certain countries if you don't have all those privacy policies in place. And it can also be applicable to a few other markets as well. But again, for most advertisers, you're probably fine just leaving these all on. You're going to include Google Signals in reporting identity. It explains here that it will show insights and more detailed information, which of course we all want. Granular location and device data collection, we want this off. Again, this applies to the different regions, so you can customize this if you wish. But again, most of you will want all regions activated. Advanced settings to allow for ads personalization. One more time, you're going to allow it in 307 of 307 regions. The answer is yes. And then the last thing, and I've seen a lot of people miss this, they'll actually go through and configure everything, but they won't complete the acknowledgement. And if you don't do this, what'll happen is you will tend to get like a few users will show up in Google Ads, but like the vast majority of them will not sync up. So once you do that, everything should sync, noting this will not happen retroactively. So you will need to wait for basically data effective starting or users effectively starting today, and moving forward will now appear in Google Ads. Any users that you did have in the list beforehand will still be in GA4, but they won't get carried over. That's my understanding anyway. So if you've been having trouble with getting GA4 audiences into Google Ads, this may be the reason why. If you follow through with this, you should see that's working. So I hope that tip helps you out, and that is it for me today. I will see you next time.